Here we go again. Another amazing day. What is this beautiful weather, Queensland? Tourism brochures were not wrong, huh? Wow. It will be setting sail soon. It's very exciting. I'm going to pretend I know how to drive. This was my first time on a sailing boat, and given I had no previous tips and tricks to bring with me, I will share some of the factors I learned that might help another first-timer in what to expect. We had a total of 12 people on board, so think small boat, packing people in along with all the diving and paddleboarding equipment and food and water supplies for 12 people. There were things to navigate, both physically, emotionally and mentally. I quickly realised that sailing is a fast way to become present because there really isn't a lot to distract yourself with. You're floating in a vast ocean, there's no Wi-Fi, and even if you think, genius, I can catch up on editing on my laptop, like what I did, you'll soon realise that looking at a screen or phone is not ideal at sea, so you end up going with the flow and looking to the horizon and simply enjoying the different experience. It took about a day for people to start to calm down and realise we're stuck out here together, so better start enjoying the journey instead of thinking of your lack of usual comforts. I realise we've become quite soft as a society when we have easy access to running water, food, electricity and on-demand distractions and entertainment. For example, you'll soon discover the kinds of personalities that may not be your favourite. Plus, everyone's bringing their life challenges with them, and it's important to bring compassion with you. And boat life will find and press your buttons in different ways. The close space means you often have to touch other people, or at the very least, stop to give way a lot, just to move around the boat. There is no getting changed on your own anymore. Privacy is limited to going to the toilet. Even then, someone might bust you on the loo because 4 toilets, 12 people, yeah, you quickly get over it. I know I busted people on the loo at least 3 times. You also have to share your bed. Fortunately, I had the best roommate ever. Thanks, Ali, for being so freaking awesome. This model catamaran had 4 double beds and the deck converted to a sleeping area for the remaining 4 people. Get used to being wet all the time. There's the obvious being wet at sea, like swimming or when it rains, but this was next level. There was no being dry. Your feet felt like white-soled softness. Washing clothes? Forget it. Plus, the water rationing meant washing clothes was not even a possibility. Dry hair? Just sleep in it wet. Dry tea towels to dry off the dishes? Nope. You rinse the dishes in the ocean. Plus, the fish love it. Ensuring you have enough food and drinking water. This is pretty obvious, but if you're a snacker, you've got to pack more food. After spending time on and in the water all day, you're going to get so hungry. You're using a lot of energy. Get used to no reception. This came as on-the-day notice to us, so I had to quickly do any last-moment emails and ensuring nothing was going to explode for 5 days. If you have a social media or phone addiction, you'll find it very challenging to literally have nothing to do but watch the ocean, swim, and basically talk to other humans. But depending on your level of constant on digital habit, it could take a day or more to adjust. Learning to stay on the edge of your comfort zone continuously. Learning to freedive, that's the PADI certified qualification, means diving and holding your breath to a depth of at least 10 metres, that's approximately 33 feet. There was an online course we had to complete and of course practice training in the pool at first before going out into the ocean. Because once you're in the ocean, there's other elements to deal with, like strong currents or rain. You'll be equalising the pressure in your ears while descending to the ocean floor, wearing a heavy weight belt, a tight diving suit, which is different to a standard wetsuit that surfers wear, and wearing really long fins. There's low visibility in the water, so your senses are really focused on your internal state, your heartbeat, your breath, whether your body is relaxed or if you're holding tension. And you'll be hearing your own thoughts very loudly. Diving this way is a mental game, as there's no oxygen tank. There's your body dealing with breath hold and convulsing with the urge to breathe, but you mentally know that you can hold your breath for at least 2 minutes in a pool, so 30 seconds should be fine upside down in water, right? Part of the mental discovery was noticing how future thinking I am. You might be the same way too. I think it's a disease of the modern world. We are rewarded for analysing and thinking, and it becomes about 80% of our current state of being at any point in time. We're planning for tomorrow or 10 years' time, we're projecting ideas and testing how they might end up in future. But being on a boat with strangers brought a lot of presence to the situation. You can't be diving, paddleboarding and trying to stay afloat or climbing an island's mini waterfall without paying attention in that moment. There was no thinking of whether I responded to a work email when I was noticing how ants overtook each other on the right-hand side. The dive suit was really tight too. You have to put conditioner inside it, wet the suit and then put it on. So there were physical issues to deal with. Then there's more emotional and mental stuff that comes up. Some people were experiencing random memory recalls in the water, suddenly having memories they'd forgotten about, of drowning or being strangled as a kid. All sorts of emotional stuff comes up in situations that bring us to the edge of our normal comfort zones. Our bodies hold memory. We may mentally suppress or forget things, but our body remembers everything. Now, there's a book that deals with some of this. It's called The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk. If you're looking to understand some of the seemingly weird stuff that comes up in your life, you might like to take a read of that book and go on a discovery or keep an open mind. We're honestly weird creatures and so complex, and it's helpful to put words to what's going on whilst also being gentle with ourselves and being gentle with other people, because we don't know what someone else is or has gone through. I think if you can take a break before you burn out, do it. I mean regular breaks, and they need to be taken more often than you think, because often we don't notice the creeping up of the overload. We usually notice we need to take a break when we've snapped at something like forgetting to put mayo on our sandwich and we burst out crying, saying we're losing at life. I mean, it happens over weird stuff, and that's a sign. No, you're not sucking. You're doing amazing. If you're breathing, had a meal today, have access to fresh water, have a place to sleep, you're already winning. So stop more often, slow down. I'm certainly going to be doing that. Notice how work didn't get any easier the more you put into it, it just keeps growing. Work pile-up never goes away. Escaping the cycle of thinking there's never enough time is so important. I know I have to make long-term changes to stay healthy, and slowing down to enjoy little pieces of the day is going to really help, rather than continuing with my must achieve, must get results continuously, otherwise my life is not worth anything mantra. Little 10-minute doing nothing moments in the morning, but breathing and staring at the distance is something I will definitely implement. Maybe it will help you too. That is why I make these videos. I hope you get something out of it. So if you don't want to miss out on my upcoming videos, feel free to subscribe and check out that link in my description for the book I mentioned earlier. I'm really glad you're here. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.